So I'm Melissa Christopher. If we've never met, I think as I'm looking through here, I have officially met everybody at least joining tonight. So if you're catching the recording and we haven't met, please message me and say hi. I would love to know that you're now doing a little bit of doTERRA business on our team. So this is a call just for my team. So it's my qualifying leaders and then all of their enrollments and people doing the business underneath them. And I'm so overwhelmed to watch my team grow every single month, watching you guys find new people that are literally having their lives changed. I feel like every time Lacey Rapp posts something, I'm like, what? Are these people making up these results? They're insane. People dropping meds and, well, you guys have all had some of those stories, but just so blown away that we sell a product that can literally have that kind of response. So anyway, it was an amazing month. My purpose of this call, like I said earlier, is to encourage you, help you feel the community, hopefully share some higher level information that maybe you wouldn't receive otherwise. When I first started in doTERRA, I had a beautiful upline. I loved my upline, but we were kind of starting all at the same time. So we just kind of had to figure it out. We didn't have Facebook pages. We didn't have Essential Life books. Like, we were just swimming in water trying to figure out what we were doing. And so I would just love for you guys to have a fresher start where you feel like your upline is really involved in your business and they really want you to excel, because we do, and just trying to help pour into you that way. So if there are topics that you're like, I'm really struggling with this, I'd love to start incorporating a little bit more of that into the call in brief segments, just so you feel like this is a really purposeful time for you. So we're going to start off with some celebrations, because I feel like we can't look forward to where we're going without looking where we've been. And there's always some really big stuff that happens every single month. But I want to try to focus on a little bit of different of an aspect this time around. And I'm hoping you guys will help me out with that, because I can only see what I can see. I only hear what you tell me. And so the back office only tells me numbers and enrollments and rank advancements. And while that's really exciting, there is so much more happening in your conversations, in your sharing, that I never get to hear about unless someone tells me. And so I'm hoping that you guys will, I don't know if I can come up with a name for it, but like even like honorable actions, like things that are just really powerful, where you've taken action and maybe it didn't put you on the leaderboard for the month with a big old rank advancement, but it moved you in your heart, or it moved someone's life, or you talked with someone that got off a med or something huge like that. That's so worth celebrating, and I just can't see it from the numbers on my back office. So we'll start with the numbers, but I hope you share a few honorable actions with me before we move on. So February was an awesome month. I don't know what all happened individually in your business, but for sure, I know you guys got essential oils into the homes of some of your customers, right? When we started the month, we start at zero, right? Every single time. And within just a few days, my team was already purchasing like crazy. And I thought, do they know that there might be like BOGOs coming? People were already spending a ton of money on their accounts. And then here we are. My team volume was 37,000 the Sunday before BOGOs. And we finished the month at 87,000. So 50 grand of doTERRA essential oils were bought in like less than 10 days. So that just goes to show the products that we sell, people are like, yeah, they want them. And that's a really, really awesome place to be when you're in a business. So that is some huge growth that we saw this month. I want to talk about enrollments. So many of you have brand new wellness advocates that are enrolling. Some of you are on here tonight, but Sarah Walker had an enrollment in February. So did Deb Dornenball, Kelsey Vandenbrink, Kirsten Kucha, AJ Watson, Lynette Horn, Leanne Stevens. That was her first enrollment. Amy McQuigg, Audrey Stake, Michael Ellingson, Aria Miller, Holly Hoffman, Shelly Spildy, Judy Mack, Michelle Shetty, Janice Urban, Melissa Dargett, Brittany Moeller, Dawn Stee. All of these people had one enrollment in February. That means they shared the love with at least one person, probably way more, but that's someone that decided to move forward. There was a few of you that had 2 enrollments. Lindy Krause, those were her first 2 enrollments ever in the history of doTERRA. Pretty exciting for her. Jada Dobesh had 2 enrollments. Marie Hansen, 2. Donna Gu is a brand new wellness advocate. I never met her. 2 enrollments this month. I personally had 2 enrollments in February. Stacy Holt had 3 enrollments. Casey Carlson had 4 enrollments, and those are the first 4 that ever happened. And she did 4 in her first month. Is anybody else done 4 in their first month building doTERRA? Some of you have. Not me. I didn't enroll 4 in my first month. That's pretty awesome. Very, very awesome. Megan Nankoville enrolled 4. Brooke Hendrickson enrolled 4. Michelle O'Connor, this is your first month, right? Really sharing doTERRA, and you enrolled 4. So you guys can be your 4 on your first month buddies. Lisa Bays Nelson enrolled 5 people in February. Rebecca DeGrow, is this your first month? I think, right? Pretty much. Enrolled 6, like waste no time, right? She flew all the way to San Francisco to celebrate. So she didn't. We don't know why she's in front of the San Francisco Bridge, but that is really, really awesome. You guys, that's more than 1 person a week. That's just so powerful. Emily Paulson is doing Diamond Club, which I want to take 30 seconds to talk about. She was my top enroller this month. Just a huge incentive for you guys to hit silver and have the opportunity to do Diamond Club. Would you share for 30 seconds, Emily, what's happening on your team this month and why Diamond Club, like what's happening?
Sure. My team had an awesome month. It was so fun to get out with builders new like Michelle and Lisa, who's been building for a few months, and Marie, who's been building a little bit longer than that, and Audrey and Michael, and like all these awesome builders who are just rocking it. So Diamond Club has been really good to step into that leader role, and it's really forced me to be consistent with classes. And so it's a big team effort. My team blew it out of the water with enrollments this month. We needed 10 to qualify to move on to March. And we had more enrollments than this, but qualifying enrollments, we had 18.
Wow.
So it's really exciting. And I love to share the love with crossliners too. I know Laura does as well. She's doing Diamond Club as well, but we can give up to 5 enrollments out of the 18 that we need this month. Obviously, like it's best to have that momentum on your own team, but still being able to share that with other crossliners. If you have people who are needing that incentive to enroll, they can get a free cedarwood with any enrollment kit of 100 PV or more. And if they do Natural Solutions or larger, they get a cedarwood and an On Guard for free, in addition to the Deep Blue promo. And then also they can get 25 points back through LRP the following month if they do 100 PV LRP. And that's really where the golden ticket is, right? With the residual income. So getting people signed up on LRP, and it always is nice to have that extra reward to do so. And so it'll just be fun to talk to people during wellness consults this month and to just feel a really big shift of energy and momentum in our team. And y'all, if you get the chance to do Diamond Club, it is so worth it. But you have to have a like significant other who is on board for sure. So my husband has been just as big of a part in me being able to be successful at this, because he has
tonight, I think, right?
What's that?
Is he out with the guys tonight?
He's out with the guys tonight because I'm at leadership is Josiah too.
No, call it 9. Sorry, friend.
Okay. I told him to go because I'm at leadership next week and I have classes like all weekend. And so I'm like, go spend a few hours because then like it's my time the rest of the month basically. But it's been so good. And he's been super supportive. So I'm really grateful for that. But it's so fun to see you all rock it. And it's just been, it's been a really good experience. So
basically, if you're newer to the conversation, Diamond Club is an opportunity when you hit silver that you can apply to have doTERRA actually compensate you for travel. So she could buy a flight down to Phoenix, Arizona, and doTERRA will pay for that flight if she goes down there to meet up with a customer who's going to host a class for her. And she can then, when she meets up with those customers that are invited to this class, she can help them enroll and get free oil. So like she was saying this month, free cedarwood, free On Guard, along with the doTERRA Deep Blue promo. So if you live in Sioux Falls or even the surrounding areas, like make sure you're in touch with us because Emily can show up at your class and get like your enrollments free oils just for hanging out. If you
Mm-hmm.
live farther than that, at least chat with me and see if maybe she's going to be in your area, or we can kind of figure out if there's maybe someone on her team that you can connect with and all of that. So anyway,
Mm-hmm.
super cool. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah. Yeah. And Cheryl, I just realized I forgot a builder. So if I forgot anyone else,
We got you, girl.
it's just because it's 9:00 at night.
Replay, we know. She knows we don't forget about her. So cool. So those were the enrollments for the top enrollers for February. And then that means people rank advanced. I always like to highlight this because sometimes we don't really understand the value of it. And even, I would say initially when you start in the business, but even as you get going, I feel like you kind of loosey-goosey about these even beginner ranks that are really, really important. So we had 5 new managers this month, meaning they sold over $500 worth of product in their organization. That's Casey Carlston, Katie DeYoung, Lindy Kraus, Jennifer Olson, and Leanne Stevens. Pretty exciting for that. And then we had 4 new directors, which is the next rank up. That means they sold over $1,000 in their organization. Rebecca DeGroat, Julia Moss, Jada Dobesh, and Michelle O'Connor. Those are all brand new leaders in doTERRA that are already seeing huge growth in their team. Pretty exciting. And then 3 new executives. I love the rank of executive, you guys. It is so amazing. Think about this, $2,000. How many Pampered Chef reps do you know it works? All of those types of like direct selling companies. If they sold $2,000 worth of products at parties, like would they not be just like out of their mind excited? Do you know anybody selling $2,000 worth of product every single month in their business in direct selling? I don't know who these people are. So you guys are doing that. And a lot of you do it like in the first couple of days of the month, like you don't even bat an eye at it. But these people made that happen this month. And that's Tammy Vandenbrink, Brooke Hendrickson, and Lisa Bays Nelson for the first time hit that rank. So anyway, just want to really, really, really celebrate that because it's such a big deal. So that's some celebrations for February. A couple of things that I didn't have on my back office, but I heard about were, there's a couple of people. Is Kirsten on the call tonight? Not on the call. Kirsten Kucha got her $250 Power of 3 for the first time ever. That's a really big bonus, and that was hers. Stacy Meehan, Stacy Holt, never know what to really call you. Anyway, you're Holt in so many places, but you're Meehan in others, so you can update me someday. But $1,500 Power of 3 made happen in her world this month, you guys. Can you imagine someone writing you a check for $1,500 because you loved on people really well for a month? Like, is anybody in any job get a $1,500 raise in 1 month? Like last month she didn't make that. This month she did. Boom, raise. Like so crazy. She also hit gold for the second time. So she has a gold plus $1,500 check coming for her on March 15. She's buying us all sushi in Atlanta, I'm pretty sure. Just kidding. But that's pretty exciting. I want to hear from you for a couple of minutes before we move on. What's the other stuff that happened this month that was exciting, transformations, things where you're just like, whoa, you felt a surge of energy come up that you'll share with me for 30 seconds?
I sampled my dentist hygienist some On Guard toothpaste because she was super impressed with my teeth after starting the On Guard mouthwash. And that is 100% unlike me to sample somebody that I see twice a year about my teeth. So I was excited about that I remembered to take the sample with me and stepped out of my comfort zone to give it to her.
Yay, I'm so glad you shared that. I did know that, and I should have said that on my own, but I love that. Love it. My mom's enrolled her hygienist, so there's that.
Yeah, she was pretty impressed, so we'll see what happens.
You're like, and no fluoride. Whoa, mind blown.
That's what I told her. I said, yeah, my daughter's 3. She uses it too because there's no fluoride in it. She's like, okay. I'm going to go brush my teeth right now.
Did you guys click on the link of the fluoride post I put in the LDC? They talked about how much your children, like what the recommended amount for them to be ingesting. Like over 3, it's a pea size amount. What 3-year-old puts a pea size amount on their toothbrush? And under 3, it should be the size of a rice grain is how much toothpaste they should have. I just like bust out laughing when I read that. A rice grain? I don't even know how to get that out of the tube. So obviously our kids are consuming way more toothpaste than that. And so the CDC, the FDA or whatever is basically saying, oh, that's harmful for your children to be taking in that much fluoride. Crazy. So how about we just don't then, right? If we can't even take in a rice grain of fluoride, I think that's a little concerning. So anyway, tangent. Anybody else?
So Melissa, the one that you were talking about earlier, my cousin, she only started oils. I want to say she started in October or November. I don't remember for sure, but so she messaged me and she said she's off all of her meds. And we had talked many, many times about all the meds she was on, and I literally couldn't remember them all. So I asked her to remind me what she was on. So I'm going to list them out really quick. And remember, she's only been with doTERRA for like 2 months, and she's off all these meds. She has her doctor's blessing. They talked about it together.
Wow.
Yeah, so she was on 100 milligrams of Tazodone at night for sleep, 100 milligrams of Topamax for headaches, 2 milligrams of estradiol because she had a hysterectomy, 20 milligrams of fluoxetine daily. I don't know how to say these things. I'm not Kelsey. I'm not a nurse. For her sinuses and allergies, albuterol inhaler for asthma, and 10 milligrams of Lexapro for anxiety.
Oh,
and she has gone off all of those in the last like 2 months. And she decided to upgrade her account to a wellness advocate this month.
well, I would think that's like,
right? What kind of a story is that to be able to tell people?
She's like, I'm going to start the class with a little bit of shocking information here. No.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So I'm really excited for her.
Whoa. See, you just never know. Never know. And that's your family. I mean, think about the people that you'd want to impact the most. Like, that's just crazy. I love it. Fills me up.
Melissa, I was talking to you last week about my coworker that had stomach issues, and we tried digestion and it didn't work.
Yeah.
And so she tried basil, which she already had, and she kept joking that her and her daughter were doing shots every morning because I told them to do just like a drop in a shot glass of water. And so her and her daughter have been doing shots of basil in the morning, and it's actually working really well. And then yesterday she came up to my desk and said, hey, do you have anything for plantar fasciitis? And so I whipped out my Deep Blue, and a half an hour later she's like, all right, let's get signed up.
Is that who you enrolled already this month?
Yeah.
Wow.
So Emily came with her Diamond Club magic and had her signed up. So
wow, that's amazing. So she's gonna get some cedarwood too. Oh no, she's gonna cedarwood.
Cedarwood. She got lemongrass and both of the Deep Blue things. So she is just rolling in the free stuff.
Wow, that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I have one from an event in Sioux City that she's Leanne Stevens, that she signed up as an advocate. And then Emily went down to Sioux City for me. I couldn't make it. She met her there for her daughter on her lunch hour and got her daughter signed up, who in turn, just on Friday, signed up as an advocate. Leanne has been taking DDR, and she's paralyzed. They don't know why. She's been in a wheelchair for 20 years.
Wow.
And she's taken DDR, and it's she's starting to feel sensation in her legs. And working out in the swimming pool. Can you believe that after all this time?
She's been enrolled for like 2 weeks, right? So she's been like 10 days?
Yeah. Yeah, 2 to 3 weeks, yeah.
Holy
Can you believe that?
Oh my gosh, that's insane. I love it. Oh. Wow. I didn't know
Cool.
that. I told Marie there was at convention 2 years ago, there was a woman who walked across, or was she in a walker? She was in a walker or a wheelchair, but she had ranked silver for the first time and was doing the silver walk that they do at convention. It just made me think of that. I'm like, doesn't matter what your limitations are physically, like people, I mean, that's a powerful testimonial. And it made me think like, that's probably what happened with this lady at convention. Like she's had some miraculous change and just can't stop sharing. So yay.
Well,
You guys are fun. Okay, we probably have to wrap it up unless there's one more that is just dying to share me some love. Okay, here's a couple more behind the scenes that you wouldn't have known. I screenshotted, if you've ever gone into your team tab, then you can click striking distance. If you've ever not clicked there, you really should, because it will tell you who on your team, including yourself, is how far away from certain ranks. So if you want to know how far was I from this rank last month, then you would go to striking distance. You'd go up to the top right, clip back into February, and then you'd be able to see how far you were from executive or elite or premier. It's pretty fun to like then scroll down to diamond, just see like how far are you from diamond or something that you just think is so impossible, because I've done that for some of my leaders and they're like 20% of the way already to diamond. Just really, really exciting. So I did that because I knew there were quite a few of you that were real close to silver or like they could make it happen. And a few of them I would bet are probably like head down, tail between their legs a little bit because they didn't hit silver this month. But I don't think that's the point. I think the point is how hard you've hustled to get there. It's not whether you actually cross the finish line. So I want to tell you something. These 6 people increased their percentage to silver drastically in 10 days, you guys, because I took this screenshot the Sunday before BOGOs. Kirsten Kucha increased her percentage towards silver by 33%. Lacey Rapp by 25%, Kim Thompson by 27%, Christy Clark by 14%. Melissa Dargitz finished the month 82% of the way to silver. That's like, wow, within like stretching distance. Girl, it is happening. It just hasn't yet, but it is happening. She moved up 30% in her rank. And you guys, I'm freaking out. I figured this out today. So Audrey Stake, sweet woman that's overdue, sitting in this rocker recliner, which she should be, with her feet up, celebrating like a beast because she was 29% of the way to silver. The Sunday before BOGOs, you guys. And she hit. Wow. 70% you made up in 10 days. Oh my gosh, girlfriend.
Totally my team, people working their butts off.
Holy heck. You were actually one of the farthest down in my screenshot. So I actually got confused because I thought they'd kind of go in order and I had to like go back down and figure it out. That's just so amazing. I'm so proud of you. So proud of you. Okay, I'll be done with February, but you can tell it was a fun month. March. Lemongrass. It's a little underrated. So if you don't have lemongrass and you're like, lemongrass, isn't that kind of like lemon? Totally not. So when I first started in doTERRA, I always thought that the price of the oil kind of indicated like how good it was. Am I the only one, or is that just so weird? Like I thought frankincense must be like amazing because dang, that's expensive. But lemongrass, what does that do? Lemon, doesn't that just smell good? I mean, I don't know. I just thought $10 oils, what could that really do? Lemongrass is a powerful oil. In fact, my mom and I did some training with Boyd Truman. If you're familiar with the Symphony of Cells book, he wrote it. He's been using essential oils for 30 plus years, like literally a master. He's one of the head guys in doTERRA, wellness advocate, thousands and thousands of people on his doTERRA team. Anyway, lemongrass is like one of his oils, like it's one of his go-tos. If you have one of his Symphony of Cells books, in the protocols, lemongrass is in multiple protocols. So for sure it's in infectious disease, it's in cardiovascular, It's in the inflammatory protocol. It's in the lymphatic protocol. It's in the Maxim, which would be like anti-cancer protocol. It's in the neurological protocol. It's in the osteo protocol. I'm telling you that oil is really, really underrated. So if you don't understand it yourself, it's going to be really hard to get your customers excited to spend 125 PV to get it. But I'm telling you, it's so good. It's my favorite oil to diffuse with lemon and melaleuca. If you've got runny nose, if you've got allergies or like any kind of snot stuff going on, we call it Stop the Snot. 3 drops of lemongrass, melaleuca, and lemon. You have to try it. It's amazing. I've diffused that for my son during nap time, and he wakes up not draining. Like unbelievable. Lemongrass is like electricity. So think lemongrass electricity. It's electricity for your nervous system. So anybody with ligament issues, anybody with neurological issues, anybody with any kind of nervous system related issues has to be using lemongrass. So like Megan Nankerville said, lemongrass is huge for plantar fasciitis. Like any kind of like you want electricity through your body, healing and moving, lemongrass is so powerful. So anyway, I wanted to put that little plug in your ear. You have to process your LRP by the 15th to get that for free, but it's just such an amazing oil. Deep Blue, y'all know you're going to get that free, whether it's a retail order, whether it's an enrollment order, whether it's an LRP order. It doesn't matter. As long as that order is 200 PV, they'll get a free Deep Blue oil and Deep Blue rub. Did you know one of my favorite combos is lemongrass plus Deep Blue? If you have someone that tries Deep Blue and they don't necessarily feel results, then you have to add lemongrass or you have to add frankincense. Those are just like powerful oils that interact with Deep Blue on a very crazy, awesome level. And then Mito 2 Max, I'm going to share my screen for 30 seconds in case you are unaware. But if you are a part of the LDC, which you are, then you are on this LDC Living Drop Collective page. And if you didn't already know, on the left side, you can click units. And there's actually an entire unit on doTERRA supplements. Each individual supplement is detailed out with an explanation and lots of testimonials. So if you're not familiar with Mito 2 Max, go there, click on that. It's going to take you right there. It's going to tell you everything you need to know about it, how you take it. There's more information at this link. And then you guys, there's 38 comments full of testimonials and results from this oil. So I was just reading them right before. I've been using it for 6 months. The energy it's given me is more than I expected. It's part of my routine. Mito 2 Max has been huge for my energy levels. A lot of people asking questions about it too, but that's helpful to know the answers to those. Oh my goodness, I need to cut out poppin' coffee. There are so many people feeling that this is just an amazing option for them. I know a mom who uses it for her kiddos for ADD. My son used to drink 2, maybe 3 energy drinks, started giving him Mito 2 Max. Now he isn't tired. He isn't drinking energy drinks anymore. If you're doing the cleanse and you're cutting caffeine, then Mito 2 Max is a lifesaver. Anyway, just like pretty odd. Look at all this, you guys, that you can learn there. So there's so many resources if you want to keep yourself educated on what's actually happening with those promos. A few updates that we'll finish up with, and then I want to teach you about the link generator in your back office. But a lot of people have been asking about the bath bars, the Citrus Bliss, the moisturizing and all of that. They've been out of stock for a while, but they're all restocked now. So you can actually start buying them again. If you're not a bar soap fan, then you haven't tried doTERRA's, because I used to hate bar soap. You know, that like dry feeling when you get out of the shower. That's not how doTERRA's are. So just so you're aware. Here are some new features coming to your doTERRA site. They're going to be doing a single sign-on feature, which is going to be really helpful, because how many people get a message from their customers, I can't remember my ID number, and then that like keeps them from logging in. Well, now they're going to be able to log in with just their email address. And when they do that, it's going to keep them logged in for longer, and they'll be able to toggle back and forth to different doTERRA sites, and they'll be able to stay logged in. So that's really, really awesome. You'll see that update here really soon. Some of us have already been transferred over into the new sign-on, and it's just this beautiful, it looks so much better than how it has been set up. The thing you have to know is if you have put your email address on anybody else's account, you shouldn't do that in the first place. But if you have, you've got to get that changed, because you won't be eligible for this single sign-on if you've got your email address on other people's accounts. It's one email address per account. doTERRA is going to get really, really strict with that. So be aware there. They're also adding a new feature on the shipping portion of your LRP if you haven't already seen that. Normally it just says economy, 3 to 5 days. You know, it'll tell you just that range of days. Now it's actually going to say to be delivered on March 5th behind it, or to be delivered March 7th. So your customers would actually know, like, hey, if I paid $3 more, it would get there 2 days faster or whatever. And I think that'll be really helpful. It'll look more Amazon-like for people, and they're just used to that. So that is coming, which is pretty exciting. And then one thing that I want you to mark a link down for, I'm going to share my screen again here. And I want to jump back to doTERRA's site, but that is not what it was. Shoot. Let me pull it up here. Sorry about this, guys. It changed on me. So there is going to be a Healthy Habits for Life tour happening all over the US and Canada. This will be an opportunity for you to have 2 hours worth of business training and a 2-hour product training. The product training is actually free, so it could be a class that you could easily bring your customers to, or potential customers. Here is the link that I wanted to post for you. So I'll put that in the chat here so you can grab it, but maybe I can't do that while I'm, where am I, chat? To everyone. And it's all over, you guys. I'm shocked at how many places they are going to be hosting these Healthy Habits. So especially if you're brand new to doTERRA building, like in the last year, or you have new leaders, they've got a Building Successful Business Habits that will happen in the afternoon. So for just $10 for 3 hours, you can learn from experts on using your strengths to get new enrollments, how to make new connections that build your business so much more easier, talking about attitude and mindset, and then connecting you to all the resources and program that doTERRA has in place. And then you can come back in the evening with your customers or potential customers. And then from 7 to 9, you'll have experts teaching about doTERRA's products. Lots of times they do a lot of giveaways and things that are exciting. Why you should choose doTERRA, how doTERRA products improve health, all of that. And look at all these places. So it's starting next month. So I had to tell you about it now because it's already going to be in Tucson, Seattle, Ohio already, the beginning of next month, but all over, you guys. I saw like they're going to be in Tucson, but they're also going to be in Mesa, Arizona. So that's for you, Casey. They're going to be up in Canada, down in Atlanta. If you're here living more locally, they're going to be in Omaha, Lincoln, Minneapolis. They're going to be in North Dakota. They're going to Fargo. Like nobody ever goes to Fargo. How awesome is that? So you can see Fargo here, Lincoln, Nebraska, and they're going to be in Sioux Falls on June 13. So make sure that date is in your calendar right now so you don't schedule any kind of summer plans, because that will be such a key day for your business, and especially as you share the business with other people, Rapid City and all these. So you can get all those locations, Healthy Habits for Life, that link that I showed you. Okay, the last thing, and then we'll finish up. I know we're 40 minutes in. Is anyone excited about that? I'm really excited for the Healthy Habits for Life tour. That's going to be really awesome. And the last thing I want to show you is actually on your site. So if this is a review for you, I apologize, but I think this is pretty sweet. And this got me some really easy enrollments in February. So here's the new sign-on if you haven't already seen it. Pretty, huh? So when you log in, obviously your name's up here. When you click on your name and you click account profile, I'm sure you guys have all been there. What you maybe haven't seen before is under My Business, they added a new purple link called Link Generator. I showed a few of you this, but I haven't been able to teach it all to you. So this is going to be really powerful because so many of you are sharing with people, number one, online, number two, in fast situations where you can't like sit down and walk them through or help them get enrolled right then and there. And I'll tell you, I have printed over 500 business cards in 4 years of doing doTERRA, and I think I've only had 2 people ever call me. I don't know of anybody that's actually used my card to go online and enroll themselves. Like, and some people that are like, I will do this. I will get this taken care of this weekend. Like people that you're like, oh, they're going to do it. And they don't. And it's not because they're lying to you or they're mean or they're trying to whatever. They're just like all of us. And they walk through the door in their house and their dog had just puked on the carpet. And then all of a sudden that's what they're doing. And then they forget, or they like get a phone call and they forget the conversation, or they lose your business card. They just have really good intentions, but just don't make it happen. They're lying. Emily's like, no, they're lying. Some of them could be, maybe. That's hilarious. But some of them just really, all they want to do is just click a button and make it happen. Like, why is Amazon so easy to shop on? Because they know the easier they make it, the more successful they'll be. Anyway, so I always say process the enrollment for your people. Don't expect them to go home and do it, but sometimes that just doesn't work. So that's why this link generator is so powerful. So look, I clicked link generator and it gives me 3 options. So I had a girl message me about the Deep Blue rub. She was curious on how that worked. I clicked on educate. I chose products. I typed in Deep Blue rub. I clicked select. And then I clicked generate link, and boom, this is a link that will take her right to a page that teaches her all about Deep Blue, how to use it, and it'll tell the price of Deep Blue wholesale and retail. And then she said, so what would I pay, wholesale or retail? And I'm like, great question. Let me tell you the difference. You can make a little bit of a shorter link if you want, so it's not some big conglomeration. And then you'll just copy this, or you can take it right to your email and send it off. This link then would work for anybody. So if you want to educate some of your customers on the Deep Blue rub, maybe you want to text them this link and say, hey, did you check this out? You can actually get this free this month. Super easy to do that. And it's like right there. So that's educate. You can do that on products, but you can also do it on body systems or certain topics, or the doTERRA difference, or just the intro to essential oils. Like maybe they need some recipes. Sweet. Send them some new recipes. Just, isn't that crazy how easy that is? So that's the educate. There's 2 other categories you noticed when you started: sign up and guest cart. Guest cart is for retail. Now, I don't necessarily encourage you to just send a retail cart to someone if they don't understand that wholesale is an option. But when you can send them a guest cart and a wholesale option, if they're not sure what they want to do, they'll be able to see the price difference right then and there. It's 2 carts. It takes them right to the cart. So, so let's say we type in family essentials kit. So they'd pay the retail price on this, $166. And then they also want like, I don't know, I'm just trying to think of something that would put them over. Let's try this spa kit. That's not going to do it though, is it? And they want the, another bottle.
Yoga collection.
Sorry, what was that?
Yoga collection.
Yeah, right? That'd be a good one. So here's over to 217 PV, and I'm going to generate this link, and then it will show them that's going to cost $337. And then, so I generate that link, and then I also go into the sign up, make sure it's your name, continue, choose for them probably, and then here you can add an enrollment kit. You can add the same things and send them a link, and they can compare it. It's going to take them right into a doTERRA cart. So they're not going to have to like go through the website and finagle stuff. They're going to literally click check out, and then it's going to ask them for all their information. It's just so fast and so easy, and it looks just like it would if they were shopping online. And I just like literally I would send them that link, And within 3 minutes, you guys, they're enrolled because it's so fast. The first thing they see isn't your name, your address, your phone number, like where it's like, okay, I don't have time for this, I'll come back and do it. It's right to the cart. So anyway, I love it. I've been using it a ton. You could have, like, all through BOGO week, you could have been putting the BOGO in the cart and just sending it to your customers, and they could have just clicked shop out, even your enrolled customers, because they'll ask for a login if they already have an account to get wholesale. So anyway, it's been really, really awesome. I'm very, very excited about it. I hope that's something that will help you. I think you just try it once. Like, it feels weird because you're like, is this going to work? And I think you'll be surprised at the results. So anyway, encourage you to try that out this month. I'd love to hear about it. Last thing I wanted to say before I am done is something that Kristen and I were talking about. She's my upline, is how long it takes us to get revved up for the month. So many of us are like, it hits March 1st and we're like, oh, darn it, it's March. I got to sit down with the calendar and plan out my month. And then you're like, well, I can't have a class this week because I haven't had enough time to invite. And then, well, this is going on. And before you know it, it's like your first class in the month or your first interaction is like the 17th or the 18th. And when you want to start hitting ranks and you want to advance, like, you can't start on the 17th of the month. It just makes it really tough to actually hit your goals. And so, something that I just want to start, like, having us think about is really preparing ahead of time. And so I saw that Melissa Dargitz and Jada Dobesh have already enrolled their first customer of the month on the 1st of the month. And so when I get to Atlanta on Tuesday, they're going to have a swag shop with all different stuff that no one will be able to buy except for the people that are there. And I'm going to pick you up something. So anyway, you can plan on that. I'm just excited that you guys are just like, dang it, I'm not waiting. March 1, I remember Stacy had a class the first of one of the months, and she got 2 enrollments right off the bat on the first of the month. And she's like, wow, that's so invigorating. Like, I'm already starting the first day of the month, like, ahead of the game. So wanted to encourage you in that, incentivize it a little bit for you this month. I'll get you guys something a little special when I get to Atlanta.